What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We are on Run2Gun REPS, and these are the mental reps that we are flexing, you guys, before we are hitting those physical reps. Today, I'm keeping the tone down just a little bit. I don't have a 6 a.m. client, so I'm heading into the gym 30 minutes later than I normally do. You guys normally catch me on my drive to the gym, and so I'm trying to keep the level of the voice and my tone down just a little bit here because the kids are sleeping right down the hall. So bringing the tone down just a little bit. But today I wanted to talk about relationships. The last couple, you guys know that we've been talking about building that circle, talking about our circle. So wanted to take it and peel back an additional layer and talk about relationships because it really falls into, and it's on that same subject line of that inner circle. So as I've gone throughout these last several years and a decade of doing business, building a business, obviously building relationships has been a huge part of what I've had to do to grow the early stages of success, to really to do that. You have to build relationships in order to even make a sale, right? I mean, so relationships you might think aren't that important because of what you do on your own, but relationships are everything because no matter what you do, you're going to be in a relationship with somebody or something. And we're really here to thrive. We're really on earth to thrive, to be together. So everything that we do is going to be additionally rich because we're doing it together. And that's just part of how God definitely made us. And I work with a coach. His name is Steve Weatherford, and it's funny because he always says if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. And when I heard him say this, it was one of the first times I worked with him. It really connected with me because on the Run2Gun side of things, I've definitely always felt alone for years. I always wanted to do things myself. I struggled to build relationships that would allow other people to step in and do some things that maybe would have helped me out along the way and definitely could have propelled me further. But I really love to do things on my own. I wanted to do things myself because I thought the measure of success was dictated on doing it myself versus with other people. And that's just not true. It's definitely, as a man, I've definitely, and I look at this in many other areas in my life too, that we really like to scoreboard watch. And so that being said, like I will judge my day on how well it goes by looking at a scoreboard. So if I get home, my wife goes, "Hey, how was your day?" And if I sold a lot of personal training that day, I would have been like, "Yeah, really good." Or if I killed a big deer that day, I've been like, "Yeah, it was a great day." But if it was a bad week of getting new clients or a bad week of hunting, it might have been like, "Yeah, it was just okay." So a lot of what I did was the success of it was dictated by looking at the scoreboard, when the fact of the matter that there's so much more than scoreboard watching and determining our success, if things are good or bad, by our performance. And so that's where relationships really come in to help us thrive. And I wanted to share a couple different verses with you guys. One's really good. It goes Ecclesiastes. It's Ecclesiastes 4:12. Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves, and a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. And so, I mean, it is biblical, meaning that God made us to work together. And that's why when we're together, like I was just on this hunting trip over the last several days down in New Mexico with 2 buddies and a new friend that I made. So 3 awesome guys fellowshipping together and go down there. We don't harvest a single animal, but we have an amazing time. We explore new country. We see a bunch of other animals that a lot of people don't get to see, some desert bighorn sheep. And us together fellowshipping was an amazing trip. Now, on the flip side, I went to Nevada this year, solo hunt, one of the biggest hunts I've ever done, absolutely by myself. And I got back from that and I felt empowered individually because of the things I did on my own and what I had to do and prepare for alone in that. But the reward was nowhere near the same because of the fellowship that happens with other people. And you might be like, oh, well, coincidence, maybe that's why, but it's every single time, you guys. It's anything we do. The reward and the feeling of being with other people and around other people that are like-mindseted is always greater. And it's not by accident. It's because God made us that way, to be together, to support each other, to lift each other up, to hold each other accountable, and to strengthen each other, because a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken, right? One can be overpowered, but 2 can defend themselves, and a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. That was Ecclesiastes 4:12. And that's because we were made that way. We were made to be together. And one more that really hit me too was Matthew 18:20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. And I think I've kind of talked about that one a little bit in the past, but it always nails me hard, because it connects with me personally on my journey, on how I've always wanted to do things alone, and how I measured my performance on whether I was doing it by myself or if somebody helped me, and I always wanted to do it by myself. But I'm learning, because of putting myself in alignment with the right people in my circle, that yes, I can do it quickly if I wanted to go fast. But if I want to go far and I want to have long-term success and I want to accomplish things that I would never be able to accomplish on my own, I need to do it together. I need to have that circle built. I need to build the relationships. And that's where it says in that Matthew 18:20, for where 2 or more are gathered together in my name. So my name, that's in God's name. There I am, that's God, in the midst of them. So he's there. He is strengthening, powering, and he is building that hedge of protection around the people that are gathered in his name. So it's pretty epic stuff, you guys. I absolutely love it. And I always fall back to that power of relationships, and how the people that are there for certain times, like I talked about how me and Jared Thomas have realigned and connect and build that relationship, and how we both very much thrive off of him, very much so off of relationships as a big driving force. It's one of his core values. And I'm very much like, he wants tons of relationships. And I'm coming out of this phase where I'm learning to build and manage tons of relationships, where I've always in the past just managed like a few relationships within my clients, within my very close circle. And so I'm growing, learning through him too, in this other group of coaching group I'm in, to really manage larger groups of relationships. And it's been really cool. It's been a stretch. It's been a challenge in 2021, because that's what we've talked about, because that's what we're doing. We are doing it differently in 2021. So we are picking apart, and acting on things that we know we have to do better and do differently if we want to progress ourselves towards those big goals, ambitions, and dreams, and step into alignment and into those places that we know God has for us. But without us stepping into those alignments, we're always going to feel those angsts, and we're always going to be slow, and we're not going to be finding those areas that we know we're supposed to be in if we're not stepping into those proper alignments and building the proper relationships. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's Run2Gun Reps. We're right at that almost 10-minute mark. I tried to respect your guys' time. This is the short jump on at 5:35 to about 5:45 a.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, this morning I really struggled last night as I was prepping for this. I was really struggling on the right message to talk about, and was feeling really brain dead after this. You would think I would be just alive with things after this trip to New Mexico with my friends, but I was really brain dead coming up with the proper things to talk about that was aligned. I didn't feel aligned with it, and this morning woke up and had these, so I was really pumped about that and blessed that I fell into the right words. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Remember to apply these things. We're not just talking about them. That's why we're going over them slow, because we want to be able to apply them. Because when we look back at the end of the year, if we can stack on one after the other great habits, and we can apply them to our lives, you're going to be cheersing to a great year that you did differently to step forward into those dreams, ambitions, and goals of your life. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. If you have any questions, always make sure to shoot me over a DM, drop it in the comments. Always happy to help. If you guys are just getting in on the end of this, you can go back and watch it, or it'll be posted on the Live Beyond Average podcast later in the week. So we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.